Hi there, my name is Sydney, and welcome to my channel, What's Good with Good. Um, I don't know where to start, to be honest. I'm new at this, talking to a camera, talking to people who aren't here. It's something new to me. Um, but I guess this channel is going to be something that's basically centered around me trying new things. Hence, what's good with good. um, But before I get into all that, I want to get into who I am and talk about myself a little bit. Well, I'm 33 years old, um, pretty outgoing to some extent. Uh, was very into sports, still am. I love playing them, even though I don't go out as much and play sports. Uh, I have kids, you know, living the life of fatherhood is has been one journey, one hell of a journey. Um, what else? I like to think outside the box a lot. I have my moments where I'm funny sometimes, and sometimes I'm just extremely awkward. Um, I mumble over my words a lot, and it's something I'm working on. But for the most part, I'm just like everyone else trying to figure it out. But with my first video, I want to talk about what it is that I want from this channel, basically. And what it is I want from this channel is I want to try new things. There are a lot of things in this world that I don't know about. There are some things I do know about, but I basically just want to try to learn as many things as possible. Basically, um, over the years I procrastinated, and I've had plenty of time to learn new things, and I've just been putting it off. And here recently, um, over the past year or so, I had an ex who's been pushing me to want to do better. And just yesterday, I had my best friend from childhood push me, and he's like, "Sydney, you got to do this. This is something. If it's something you want to do, you have to get out there and just do it. Just jump in." And we had a whole conversation about failure and all that stuff. So I'm trying to overcome the whole being afraid of failure. So I've come across something that I'm interested in, and it's called the one wheel. For many of you out there, y'all probably already know about one wheel. So I'm sure um, you can quote me on everything I'm about to say about it. But for me, the one wheel is a machine. It's an electric machine. It's like being able to snowboard without snow. And for me, that just for something for me, it just I don't know, exudes freedom. Like, let me tell you a little bit more about myself. I'm a veteran. Um, I'm a disabled veteran at that, so I have a lot of free time on my hands. So, but for the past few years, I've just been sitting in the house, not doing anything, not living. So, when I feel this one wheel and many other little things like that, it's going to eventually, let's see, what's the word and reason? One of those. It's eventually going to lead me into other adventures. So that's where I'm at with it right now. So let me tell you a little bit more about the one wheel and what I've learned so far and why I'm excited about it. Well, the one wheel, it looks like a skateboard, kind of looks like a snowboard, and it just takes me back to childhood. No, I did not ride snowboards at all growing up, but I did ride skateboards with my friend David. But I never got into learning how to ollie or any of those tricks. I just like riding down hills as fast as we could. And with this, basically, that's what you get. You know, you get the freedom to hop on a board and just take off, and you don't have to do anything but lean forward. And it can go on the roads. It can go over all basically all terrains. You know, as long as the incline is not too steep, as long as the gravel's not too loose, it can go over it. So for me, that just excites me. And um, from what I've read, well, not really read, for what I've watched on YouTube so far about Onewheels, they have several different ones, and the one I'm gonna start off talking about is the Pint. The Pint is a Onewheel that's it's smaller. It's like the smallest one they have, and it's like a good starter. Um, it's like a good starter vehicle when it comes to going into the world, the one wheel community. Um, the range and speed of it isn't like the range is like 8 miles or something like that, and you don't quote me on that, but and the speed is probably like I think like 14 to 16 miles per hour. And like I said, that's for like starters and stuff. Um, they came out with the XR. The XR is much bigger, it's heavier, has a bigger battery, more speed, and has more range. Um, I was thinking about getting one of those, but as I was getting into like researching Onewheels, um, all of a sudden they had an announcement a few days ago, and they introduced um, the Pint X, which is um, basically the Pint and the XR put into one. It's like the size of a Pint, but it has the range and speed of an XR. The XR's range is I think 12 to 16 miles, somewhere around there. So with the Pint X, it's the size of a pint, but with the range. So you get that 12 to 16 miles, maybe a little bit more. But they also came out with a flagship Onewheel that's called the GT. And for me, that's probably where I'm going to start. I don't have a Onewheel, um, but I am planning on getting one, and I think that's the one I'm going to start at. They're pretty expensive. That's why I don't have one yet. And the GT, you can't even get it. Like you can order it right now, but you can't even receive it until late January. So there's that. But for me, I'm just going to use it as a tool to get out in the world and just explore my town, explore other cities, meet other one wheelers, and enter into that electric vehicle community. From what I've seen, they're all positive people, um, and that's generally how I live my life, and how I want to live my life, and that's kind of what I want to give out to the world is positive vibes. Um, my friend David, he always brags about me about how I was, and for a long time, I lost myself. I lost. I wasn't seeing what he was seeing. So I feel like getting on here and talking to y'all and just vlogging and learning new things with people and having other people's experiences and all of these, you know, things that will come from this. Hopefully, all that stuff will get me out of my shell and allow me to be me so other people can see what he saw in me. But yeah, um, the XR, I mean, the Onewheels look fun. They look extremely fun. And then there's other one wheel type vehicles. I think it's called I don't even want to go into that one. I don't know the name of it. I haven't done any research on it, but essentially it has one wheel and you put your feet on the sides of it. That looks fun as well. So that's something I want to review later on. So once finances get right and everything gets right, I'm going to get to the point where I'm reviewing these things and I'm purchasing these things and reviewing them for y'all, and eventually bringing my family in and letting them, my children, letting them ride the stuff and just see, like, letting y'all see my overall life and how it is, um, and tell y'all about stories of my childhood, recent stuff, some some of my journey and how things could have been easier if I would have, went left instead of right. I made a lot of poor decisions growing up, and I just want everybody. I want life to be easier for those who don't have it so easy. I guess. I mean, I I don't have an extensive vocabulary, so don't judge me. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, that's really what that's really what I'm about. I'm just about sharing. Just sharing. I want to share. I'm a sharer. I'm a talker. I'm a rambler. I can be redundant. I can be stubborn. There's a lot of things you'll see about me, um, but I'm excited for the journey, and I'm excited about learning new things. So stay tuned with this channel. What's good with good? That's me. the good, the good comes from my last name. It's good. It's spelled good with an e at the end. So that's where the whole "what's good with good" comes from. When I was in the military, that's all I ever heard. What's good, good? What's good, good? And it was annoying, but at the same time, it was love. So yeah, like I said, stay tuned, and I'll be talking to y'all again shortly. I don't know when, but shortly.